Welcome to Conjuring Rock. So for this trip, Frontenac Outfitters were very generous and lent us a beautiful canoe just to give it a try and give our thoughts on it. So what we actually got was the H2O Canadian Canoe. It's part of their Heritage series, which tries to take some of the traditions of old and some of the technologies of new and put them together into one canoe.
Ben and I got an awesome opportunity to paddle this beautiful boat that Frontenac Outfitters gave to us. And we want to talk a little bit about some of the things that make it so awesome to paddle, especially on flat water, on a canoe trip that's maybe longer than 2 to 3 days. And you're paddling big lakes, so you want to be able to go in a straight line and carry a lot of gear. So some of the things that I immediately loved about this boat is definitely the color, for one, of the yoke and the seats, because you traditionally see the wood coloring, and this really dark stain does the trick for this boat. And the seats are low enough that it provides a little bit more stability, so you're not sitting up super high and your center of gravity isn't high off of the water. It's actually a little bit lower, which is really nice. The other thing that makes this boat really good for paddling bigger lakes is the fact that it's got a symmetrical hull, or like boat shape, and then it also has very sharp entry and exit lines, so they cut through waves really easily, and it doesn't plow through the water like some square shaped bows and sterns could. The other aspect of this boat that helps, one, with carrying capacity, and then two, how well it tracks as well, or how fast it moves, is what we like to call the beam, which is the widest point in the boat. And when we take a look at this one, it's pretty wide in the middle, which allows for you to be able to put gear in it, like all of our gear that we carried for this little trip that we did. But H2O made an effort to make this boat a little bit narrower so that it could go a little bit faster and track a little bit better without losing the capacity to put gear in it. So this here is the keel line. This is what they call a shoe keel. It's square, and it's really good, again, for tracking, going in those nice straight lines on big lakes, but it's also good for bumping off of bottom. So with a T keel, it's a little bit harder to justify running into rocks or scraping over some shallows, whereas the shoe keel helps the boat out a little bit by taking that brunt force, and not really worrying about getting the bottom of the boat. The portage was awesome. I carried it with my hiking pack that probably weighed 90 pounds, I would say, pretty close to. We had lots of heavy stuff in there, water, all of our food, which was really heavy because we brought lots of like heavy, fresh stuff. And then I had this on top, and it was a breeze, could lift it up, no problem from the middle. 45 pounds is a lot different from what I and Ben are used to carrying, so it was a really lovely treat to have. Yeah. The handles are very nice, very beautiful, definitely curved to your hands, which is nice. Found that it handled really, really well going in a straight line. There was lots of times where Ben and I were just paddling together and not having to do any correction strokes in the back. It does also have the option to be paddled solo. So it's got this nice kneel bar on it. So you would kneel on it facing the front, and then you could paddle by yourself. You'd probably want to load up the front, especially if you were in some windy weather, but definitely a nice option to have if you're by yourself. Overall, beautiful design, beautiful colors, super light, which is awesome, especially if you're a little human. Yeah, the only other thing I can say is, like, if you get a boat like this, take care of it and you'll have it forever.
Okay, I want to give a huge thank you to Frontenac Outfitters. The team there is amazing. They giving us this opportunity, this experience was astounding. So next time you're looking for your next canoe or kayak, make sure you check out Frontenac Outfitters. The team there are super helpful, super knowledgeable, and they'll be sure to take care of you. Anyways, if you like that little review, hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more, and yeah, we'll catch you later.